What's up, Goif Squad? Famox here from Game on Your Face, and this video marks my return to regular uploads. Actually, it's a new beginning of a 2 review per week schedule. This is still experimental, but I'll try to at least maintain this schedule throughout March. The first video back was actually supposed to be Hull vs. Hull, but with the release of these new flash forwards, I just couldn't resist. But just as a quick note for this review, I'm using their Movembers, which right now it's the same stats as the flash forward, but yeah, just so there's no confusion. Also, I want to mention really quick that you can find all my reviews now on huthead.com in the player review tab. While you're there, don't forget to check out their pack opener, player comparison tool, and team builder. But before you do that, let's get on to this epic review of these new rivals: flash forward Connor McDavid versus flash forward Jack Eichel.
This video was brought to you by huthead.com, your #1 source for all things Hut.
Here's the rules. I will play both players for 7 games on 100 chemistry lines. They will not be assigned any boosts or captaincy cards. The overall grade is based on 5 stats: puck skills, skating, shooting, physical, and defensive. His current average price is $700K, putting him in the same price range as Alex Ovechkin. Puck skills, he gets a 9.5. Flash forward McDavid is the best passer I've used this year. No matter how many people were in front, if he had even a sliver of space, he would get the puck through. I would make the most outrageous sauce attempts and they would connect right on the tape. He's also very effective with the dekes. He doesn't have fast hands, but the puck stays on his stick like it's glued. Even when being poked and prodded, McDavid will battle through and come out the other side with possession. Skating. He gets a 7.5. I didn't feel too much of a boost when it came to his speed. The card says 96, but I'd say it's closer to a 91. He does feel slightly faster than his base card, but once he gets fatigued, the speed increase is barely noticeable. However, his agility increase was much more evident. His spins were faster and his overall movement was cleaner. Shooting. He gets an 8.5. Flash forward McDavid's shot definitely got an upgrade, mostly in the power department. His wrister got much heavier and now packs a solid punch. His accuracy was also improved and he fared much better when trying to pick corners. However, as he fatigued, his wrist shot would go wide more often. His slap shot, on the other hand, seemed to remain effective even when his line got tired. Physical. He gets another 7.5. Now, if you watched the base McDavid review, you would know that I gave him an 8, but that was pre-tuner, before they changed the protect the puck mechanic, so he didn't necessarily get weaker, the game just changed around him. Even with his new 90 checking, he feels no different than his base. His balance would be fine when battling through small checks, but if someone has him lined up, he probably won't manage to stay on his feet. Defensive. He gets an 8.5. Again, I didn't notice much of a boost compared to his regular card. His faceoffs remained the same, winning close to 50% on the first line. He also maintained his ability to intercept passes and strip opponents with his long reach. But one thing that did get better was his discipline. His gold card got way more tripping calls in his 7 games. I think that's due to his improved stick movement. Total points. In 7 games, he got 4 goals and 5 assists for a total of 9 points. His overall grade comes to 8.3 out of 10, or 83%. Flash forward McDavid has definitely had some noticeable improvements compared to his base card. His original review, I gave him a 74%, which is 9 lower than his new 83. His passing is right there with Sidney Crosby and his shot is near Jamie Benn. He's pretty solid all around, his lowest points being his speed and physicality, but even those aren't that bad. But before I can leave my final thoughts, we need to take a look at his opponent in this review, flash forward Jack Eichel. His current average price is $550K, putting him in the same price range as Sidney Crosby. Puck skills. He gets an 8.5. When it came to deking, I felt like Eichel and McDavid were exactly the same. His stick movement is slow, but his deke execution is outstanding, easily weaving the puck between defender skates or around the goalie. However, his passing doesn't even come close to Connor's. If you try to get it through a crowded lane, it has a very high chance of getting intercepted. Skating. He gets a 7. Eichel did feel like he was a step behind McDavid. Not much to offer in terms of top end speed or acceleration. Even when fresh, he will struggle to beat players to the puck. But just like McDavid, he did get an agility boost. His movement was much more responsive than his base or even Team of the Week card and felt easier to maneuver around the ice. Shooting, he gets a 9.5. I think this is the one area where flash forward Eichel really stands out. He possesses a blistering shot and his accuracy is very close to Stamkos. He can hammer home one-timers all day and even pick corners mid-deke. But the reason he doesn't get a 10 is because his shot is heavily affected by his energy. Unlike Stammer or Tarasenko, when Eichel gets tired, his shot accuracy dips. Physical, he gets an 8. Flash forward Eichel had very good balance. He could battle through multiple players and still come out with control of the puck. There were many times that he managed to shake off a hit and go on to create a scoring chance. However, he's not invincible like ASG John Scott, so if a big guy gets a good run at him, he'll probably go down pretty hard. Defensive, he gets another 8. Once again, we have a stat where these two are close, but McDavid slightly has an edge. Eichel's pokes and interceptions were pretty much the same. He stripped defense on the point with his long reach, and if you got him in position, he could stop breakouts and prolong zone pressure. However, McDavid has him beat on discipline and faceoffs. I know faceoffs may not be a big factor since most of you would play him on the wing, but it's a factor nonetheless, especially since he's technically a center. Total points. In 7 games, he got 8 goals and 3 assists for a total of 11 points. His overall grade comes to 8.2 out of 10 or 82%. So the battle ends pretty close. Eichel with an 82 and McDavid with an 83. On paper, I give the edge to McDavid, but of course there's still more to consider. Eichel comes in with a better shot and balance. Their deking and agility are the same, but McDavid was a much better playmaker and would win in a foot race. Also, McDavid will cost you an extra $200K. So who should you get? That really just depends on what position you want to fill. If you want the sniper, go with the Jack. If you want the passer, go with McDavid. They're both very good at what they do. It's just like Crosby and Ovechkin. But then there's the even bigger question, should you get these guys at all, or are there better options? Well, of course, there will always be better options. Your decision should be based on where you're at with your coins, your teams, and what you're looking for. If you sell a Taves or Stamkos to get one of these guys, I don't think you would be disappointed. But if you have like a Sagan, Tarasenko, Getzlaf as your first line, I wouldn't sell all of them to get a McDavid or Eichel. That would not be worth it. But like always, this is just my own opinion. Take from it what you will. Now that ends this review. The next review will be Hull versus Hull, and then Stamkos after that. So if you want to know when those are out, don't forget to hit that subscribe button. And if you're a longtime sub, maybe want to get some extra perks like more pack lottery guesses, weekly Team of the Week giveaways, or taking part in the review votes, then come and join me on my Patreon page. It's just like subbing to a streamer on Twitch, only you get way more perks. Anyways, I'm Famox from Game On Your Face, where I provide in-depth reviews so you can make informed decisions. And I'll see you in the next one.